Ed Luca is a poet, writer and teacher. His poetry works through what it means to live and to experience joy within a broken world. He runs the semi-regular reading series Rivet alongside a poetry radio show on Comet FM. He is currently working on Heavy Waters, which will be released this year on the 87 Press, as well as another book for broken sleep books. Please join me in welcoming Ed Luca.
Hi everyone. I'm gonna have to decapitate myself. So yeah, later in the year I'm going to be releasing a book of work that I've been working on for about 3 or 4 years called Heavy Waters with the 87 Press, but this is not the release for that, so I'm not going to read those poems tonight. I'm going to save them for that. That'll be hopefully be done in September. I'm really excited to read tonight in front of a great room of people and alongside some really good friends. So yeah, I think I'm just going to read 2 poems. One is kind of a poem I wrote in September. It's not on this piece of paper, but this is related. So when I left Borough Station, a police officer in a high-vis jacket gave me this flyer called Violent Crime Task Force, Keeping You Safe, to kind of reassure me that he's doing all he can to make sure that I don't get stabbed, as if I was ever the kind of person that might happen to. I was like really disgusted that the kind of police operations to kind of whip up moral panic and misunderstanding about knife crime. This is called The Human Body is at War with Itself. I am on the floor of the Buddhist center. Don't ask why. I mean, really, I could explain, but lying in Shavasana, I hear a police car outside. Mind wandering, I am asked to give heed to my breath. There were days this summer where it was so hot that everything stank of death and our throats were dirt. And breathing in the moment of the blue siren scream, I wonder what hurts in this city where restraints never cease. How many homeless today by heavies and bailiffs? How many lungs heave and anxious chests tighten because the bills and debts pile up on the doormat? Unopened as fear grips the vertebrae, all clenched. London, where the bubbles swell and knives burst, and everything is indexed to its impossibility for those without. And the price is the extension of the dreams of all who profit from immiseration. The city of sharp increases. We handle ourselves against the calls and clamours to work for more. The share price of Foxton's Group PLC was up this morning as Phil Collins sings Another Day in Landlord Paradise. And this continual dispossession has its own order of movement as knuckles flex in eager cop gloves, unfurling like a hibiscus flower in a glass of champagne. Each new day brings the working of the old laws. Standing skyscraper tall, spine straight, capital sings the body athletic, taut steel embraces pinnacled glass. How many doors have the Met Police smashed in across the last few weeks, and how many young men were arrested on suspicion of being little else but otherwise indifferent? The violence of the demand for transparency. Put your thumbprint here, sit down. What did you say? This is very serious. Anything you do say shivers down the traces of your nerve structure as blood swells blue to the surface. In the dark corners, away from the cameras, the silent treatment, confined impact, a jab, capillaries burst in this trauma. You know and I know it is simple as this: the human body is at war with itself. So I'm currently teaching 2 days a week at Surrey Uni. I'm there twice a week, most weeks. But once a month, the well-known poet Ian Sinclair comes and uses the office that we share, and his name is embossed bright and bold on the door. And I haven't had the time and couldn't really give a fuck to make a post of my name underneath, but it means that people knock on the door and they're looking for me, and they're like, wait, that's not our teacher, who's that guy? Or they're like, oh, Mr. Ian Sinclair. And I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not, but I could try to be. But yeah, it's quite funny because about 5 years ago I wrote this poem where Ian Sinclair appears. And I've been meaning to kind of share it with him, but I haven't. But yeah, I didn't ask him to come because I don't see him, even though we share an office. But yeah, this is a poem in which Ian Sinclair appears. So thanks, Ian. Hope to meet you soon. It starts with an image from the London riots of. It's just a really great image that I read in the newspaper that so the riots kind of went through and past an expensive restaurant called the Ledbury. And I read a newspaper article about how this was deeply upsetting for the people eating there because some cheese boards got ruined by broken glass that pierced through their cheese. And then they had to give out free drinks to calm everyone down. So that's kind of like the free drinks for the diners is kind of a central focal point of this poem, and cheese being pierced by broken glass. At the Ledbury, shards of 1,000 years of compacted pressure, born of fire, pierced through the taut surface of the camembert with revolutionary exactitude. Lizitsky with the crystalline edge forced into a splintered baseball bat, pour one out for the petty bourgeoisie, a nightcap to end all nights. Small business dinners cleave the meat from the fresh importation of the Afghan poppy. Every scratch card and coke can on the Kingsland Road realised in human traffic. Some of my friends are forced to sell their bodies. I sold mine by choice. Lay in bed for 2 weeks reading Invocation by Joe Walton and watched Transformers: Dark of the Moon. I hate Shia LaBeouf, every movement of his hideous face. I wish Eric Cantona would drop kick it into oblivion and the fish chase the trawler, transmute into an army of bipeds, kill the crew, throw them overboard, and commandeer the boat to Dalston. Assassinate every bearded poet. Pour one out for the petty bourgeoisie, a nightcap to end all nights. Scum is the byproduct. It drips from the pavement into the gutter, amassing in the vomit of every creative. It bleeds through the drains. Beneath the surface lies a secret history, the weeping sore of bitumen, with its teeth ripped out, and Red Bull pus, an oleaginous mist of unique selling points. Scum, as in looters are, as in they scrape away and away, erase, they continuously deface the surface. A truly Euclidean plane. Someone told me it is only realizable as an idea hammered into the terra firm. When I walk down Broadway Market, I think about fire, I think about police, the nightstick. I think about how stupid fashion ninjas look. I think, why the fuck did I just spend £3 on a sausage roll, and why does it come in a box? Pour one out for the petty bourgeoisie, a nightcap to end all nights. The fish arrive from Dalston, dragging the severed heads of poets by their beard hair, some smashed up grit and washing powder rubbed into the chin of the poet Ian Sinclair. I stare into his beady eye. Hack, rose, red. Off with Rosehead, pour one out for the petty bourgeoisie, a nightcap to end all nights. It is placed into my hands. I hold on to his ears, the mouth still jerking with a wayfish creak, The voice of Ian Sinclair speaks to me. He says, "I am your father." He says, "So much talk about the underground is silly when it would require a constant effort to keep below the surface." The lights go out, his eyes go out, 2 pearl earrings roll from under his tongue. I pick up the dead head of Ian Sinclair. It is now a robotic and cut from circuit boards of Rwandan coltan, stitched into the collective memory of the AQA assessment team. Drop-kicking the android head of Robert Sinclair, I scream, "Fuck the surface, fuck my AO2s, fuck staying above ground. If I mean it, it's only when I pay it." And the underground road was real. In Paris, Beckett fled the Gestapo and Alfred Perron was truly captured. The shopkeepers wanted the state of violence to secure their profits. They wanted scum swept away, to disappear. The state can make you disappear. One cannot refuse in plain sight. So off I go to Urban Outfitters, to clothe my crushed soul in the darkness. Pour one out for the petty bourgeoisie, a nightcap to end all nights. I reach for my balaclava. Nathaniel Turner had visions of blood on the corn. The first shall be last. I shall be somewhere in a library writing a poem. The quaint ink of my quill caressing the parchment with a quickening further. How is class constituted in the concrete lobster pot of post-industry? How does its conflict appear? Who and how many will die? What songs will we sing to remember them? Quote, "After staff chased off the looters, guests were given glasses of alcohol, including champagne and whiskey, to calm their nerves. Pour one out,